not to push the animal too hard, saving up its strength until he needed it, and never use his spurs on his scarred flanks. The trail wended through hilly olive green and dun-brown terrain steepled with verdant pine trees. For now the coast was clear. A monolithic barrier range of clouds formed jagged massifs in the vast slate-blue sky overhead, blocking the sun so the air had cooled down. Riding straight and tall in the saddle, Noose sat the horse well, patting it on the withers and chatting with it. The conversation was one-sided, but didn't feel that way because Copper would look back and shoot him a glance now and again to indicate he was listening and maybe even understood. At least Noose liked to think he did. In a few minutes he would dismount and let Copper rest and drink from his canteen. It was a great horse, tall and strong and muscular with a beautiful line to its back. But the months or years of violent maltreatment from the dead no-account prior owner had taken its toll on the brave piece of horseflesh. The first hours Noose rode Copper were difficult, and he had expected the stallion was going to be a heap of trouble. The cowboy had felt the fear and tension braced in the stallion's clenched muscles between his own lower legs, like the wary horse was expecting to be struck or hit at any moment. In those moments, Noose would hush it and pat it with his big, strong, gentle hands, and the quivers inside the animal would cease, and a longer and longer calm descended upon the steed. Joe Noose was slowly gaining the horse's trust, a good thing because both of their lives depended on it. The murderous bounty-killers on their tail would not hesitate to shoot horse or rider or both, depending on what was most expedient for them at that given moment. Noose knew he and Copper needed each other to survive. The funny thing was, the cowboy had begun to suspect the animal figured the same thing. He felt their growing bond intensify with each mile. Copper was incredibly responsive to his every physical and verbal command. Noose had a hunch it had been an Army cavalry quarter horse, or at least begun life trained in a military stable, due to the fierce clockwork precision of Copper's movements. Farm horses just didn't act that way, or it might be the horse was just special. Plus, there was a natural warmth and affection the bronze and gold stallion exuded, wholly unlike any Army mount Noose had come into contact with. This horse had a big damn heart. Now, it had an owner who appreciated it. Noose was going to never forgive himself if he got Copper shot or lamed or otherwise injured in the journey that lay ahead. If that came to pass, he would personally murder the son of a bitch that harmed his horse, and make sure he hurt that man tenfold. Didn't matter whether it was right or wrong. This horse had known suffering. Joe Noose knew his strong connection with Copper came from that, since he himself carried considerable hurt and pain beneath his tough exterior. Copper sensed it because horses are sensitive creatures. Always good with horses, Noose had been called a horse whisperer by some, and all true horse whisperers carried a lot of emotional scars around inside that the animals responded to from their own inner sensitivity. The connection was intimate and intricate. Both Noose and Copper were fine-tuned animals, and each understood the other with an easy, natural communication. The best part of riding Copper was Noose did not feel alone. Here, now, outnumbered and outgunned, and hunted like an animal, the cowboy had every reason to feel isolated, but the horse kept him company. He had a friend, a companion and a comrade he hoped to keep for a long, long time. It wasn't just his own life Noose worried for. It was Copper's. But Copper had his back, too. The worst part of being hunted down like a lone wolf was you felt so wretchedly solitary and insignificant, always trying to just save your own sorry skin. It made a man feel small, and his courage and strength shrank with that self-perception. When you felt responsible for something outside yourself, the need to protect it made you stronger. That's how Noose felt about this horse, and he was feeling stronger than he had since this whole damn thing began. As they rode along the crest of a ridge, Copper kept a strong, vigorous pace, not needing to be rested or provisioned. Noose kept a semi-relaxed gait in the saddle, one hand on the reins, one hand clenching his Colt .45. His head made a steady rotation, his gaze swinging from mountains to valley, then back again, repeatedly looking over his shoulder. Undulating, drab-green grassy slopes rose and fell like a woman's backside, The swells, spiked with